got moved up just for the night.
Looks like maybe Richard is not going to make
Oh
it.
no, he's not. He called me and told me it was a I called the village hall and told him.
Oh, okay, nobody
Yeah.
told me. But what else do you know?
Yes, with my non-medical degree.
There's an empty seat up here.
No, she'll just talk the whole time.
I would like to hear her opinion on it.
I wouldn't.
I already do.
Be careful. I usually do, and that's where All right. Then we will call the village board meeting to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gust is absent. Trustee Jensen.
Right here.
Trustee Miller.
Present.
Trustee Addison.
Here.
Trustee Sittig is absent. Trustee Wells. Attorney Brogan.
Here.
Mayor Hooker.
Here.
And Clerk McDonald is present.
We have a quorum. If you would all please rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have, first up, we have our minutes to approve. First of all, we have the Village Board Committee of the Whole meeting from January 30th of 2020. Are there any additions or corrections to said minutes? And I would accept a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Motion by trustee Miller, then second by trustee Jensen. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Motion carries. Secondly, we have the village board regular meeting from February 13th. Any additions or corrections to that? None? Do we have a motion?
Second.
Motion by the same two suspects.
Falling behind over here tonight, Larry.
It's so far, it's 2-0. Doesn't count. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
That motion carries. All right, next up we have our approval of warrants, bills presented for payment in the amount of $179,842.72.
I'd like to offer a motion to approve and pay all of those bills. Second.
We have a motion by trustee Jensen, second by trustee Addison, who has stepped up, I might add.
Larry, let's go.
Any discussion on this wonderful list of bills?
Well, if anyone's really interested, we're going to drill down into those on the 18th of March
Oh,
at 6 p.m.
oh
So,
boy, okay,
mark your calendar.
all right. Well, in lieu of drilling into them now, then I guess we'll go ahead and call the roll.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells. Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have no special business tonight. We barely have public here. I would ask my wife, would she like to say anything? No? Is there anyone else that would wish to speak? Okay, the other person said no.
The other person.
We shall move on then to mayor's report, of which I don't have a whole lot to add tonight. It's been a acceptable couple of weeks, and I don't think I did anything wrong, so we'll move on then to trustee reports. Trustee Gus is not here. Does anyone have a report on his behalf?
He was going to talk about some things you've done wrong.
That's why
He's not here. So.
sometimes yeah. Moving on to trustee Jensen, what have you got
I
tonight?
have a couple items. The governor's new budget is designed to hold hostage school funds as well as the LGDF, which is local government distribution funds, which we are supposedly entitled under the 1970 Constitution. But he intends to hold some of that hostage to get us to all vote for the fair graduated income tax amendment. So if in the event that we don't all line up and follow his directive, the village stands to lose as much as $72,000.
In addition to the 72,000 that we're already missing.
Additional, yeah.
Yep.
That from the LGDF, which is about a 2% reduction in our general fund. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's half of what SMC is asking us to contribute to a certain project.
Everything relates to everything else. And
Which is another item on my list. So it's a significant thing. It's disappointing that they're doing that to get that fair tax, supposed fair tax approved, so that they can open the piggy bank and adjust the tax schedule as they see fit going forward. You can't guess my opinion on that, but the other two items I got, next Wednesday, March 18th, as I mentioned, or not next, Wednesday, March 18th, is our next Finance Committee meeting, at which time we'll be continue working on the upcoming 21 budget. And at the last one we did have is everyone here except Trustee Wells was there. So as we did discuss the FEMA SMC efforts to fund that project, and I don't know where that's going to go, but we mulled it over at length.
Yep. There's been some back and forth since, and I know some information's been shared up on, and more questions have been asked. So we're still working through that.
I'll be glad when that's behind us, one way or the other.
Yep.
That concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Trustee Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the last days, maybe a little bit longer, everyone should have received a couple of very colorful publications. First one being this edition of a special census newsletter that is half in English and the other half in Spanish. And this publication went out, I'm told, to everyone in Beach Park, Zion, and Winter Harbor. And actually, a friend of mine who lives in Buckland Hills in Waukegan got one too.
As
So-
did I at my office. So I think they took postal routes or something and just filled them in. Yep.
We had something to do with it, so the word is getting out near and far. And then additionally, the 2020 spring edition of our Village Link newsletter is out now. And again, reinforcing the importance of the census. And worth mentioning in this edition, very much worth mentioning, and this is in the interest of maintaining complete transparency for our constituents, is a PAFR report. Yes?
PAFR.
Yes, the most current one. And I encourage everybody to take a look at this and, tell everyone you know to take a look at this, because this breaks down our spending in such a very clear way that people can look at it and maybe come up with new questions that other than where's my property tax going, which there isn't any. So
Right.
it's going all these other places. So I think this is a great addition to the newsletter. One of the biggest ones we've had to date. And if anyone has not received a copy, they're always available upstairs in the lobby and on the website. So that completes my report.
Thank you very much. Item D is Trustee Mark Otterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a couple of statistics to report on the winter snow plowing season. This is for the end of February, and I'm confident that we're not going to add anything for the next 2 days. So I can accurately report that for the total of 649 tons of salt have been spread throughout the village, and a total of 533 staff hours have been spent on snow plowing. But Don will be happy to know, and he probably already knows this, we're $13,000 behind what we spent on plowing last year because of global warming, no doubt.
Bring it.
So that was all I wanted to share. But they're doing a great job when it does snow. I've been happy. I've heard nothing but good reports.
Well, after Snowmageddon yesterday and that up to 16 inches of snow that we got, I told our Public Works Director that it's amazing how quickly the streets were cleaned and how that there were no piles of snow anywhere. So I heard a rumor that we may be using a flamethrower or some other device to actually get rid of the snow. So that's a plus.
I didn't mention how much we're spending on propane for the flamethrower. That concludes the report.
Thank you very much. Trustee Siddick is absent. Trustee Wells, what have you got for us tonight?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a few items for your consumption. 3 members of our community development team attended a deck inspection training hosted by the Village of Round Lake Beach and presented by Simpson Company. It's kind of a program that's presented annually. It's very thorough. It's good materials. It's good training for our inspectors. And glad we were able to attend. Number 2, the village hosted the Lake County Land Bank meeting on February 20th. And last but not least, the village has reviewed and issued 4 more building permits for roof-mounted solar systems. We have approached 100 for the total number of building permits issued for solar systems to date.
Wow.
That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. All right. Village Administrator's report, anything to share with us?
Just a little trivial item, if I could. Remember, March 8th is daylight savings, so don't forget to spring ahead a week from this Sunday.
There you go.
Has Wisconsin, or have we decided if we're gonna do stop the daylight savings time so we have different time zones on the Wisconsin border? Is that,
I haven't heard anything passing yet. I know it's been floated, so
can you imagine what that would be like if we were a different time zone from Kenosha?
I don't see what could possibly go wrong.
I know a lot of people that would be either late or early for work.
Yep.
A lot. But
Yep. All right, excuse me. Tonight, we have a consent agenda that includes 2 items. Item A is our finance report, which is in your packet, dated January of 2020, I think. That darn year changed. And similarly, a public safety report for January of 2020 as well. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Motion by trustee Miller, second by trustee Addison. Discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
All right. Moving on to ordinances and resolutions, we have one tonight. Trustee Jensen, what have
I'm
you got?
honored to be tabbed to present this. For your consideration, I'd like to offer a resolution authorizing the Village Beach Park to execute the contract for the purchase and installation of HVAC, which stands for heating, ventilating, air conditioning, equipment for the Village Hall. And bid prices were solicited, received, the lowest responsible bidder being Robinson, and that is the agreement that staff is recommending.
All right. I would add to that motion, if I may, the amount of $19,713.
You may.
Okay. Do we have a second to that?
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. Discussion? I think this,
I was quite amazed at the range between the low bidder and the high bidder.
something, isn't it?
I mean, not to say anything, but it kind of makes you afraid that somebody missed something or whatever, but
Well, the school referendum, the main item
$20,000
they're listing is HVAC, and they want $23 million bucks. So I guess we got off pretty good here.
yeah, this is way less than $23 million.
Well, they have more buildings, but still.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's great that there's a low bid, and
Yep.
I'm excited about it.
Well, and the highlight of this as well is when this is completed, then we will have updated all of the heating and air conditioning units in the building here from when it was originally built and added on to, so it's due. All right, any other comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Jensen. Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
That is resolution number 7, and it is approved. All right, I've run out of things in my packet. Is there any new business to be discussed tonight?
I have one item, as we were discussing before the meeting, the topic of the headlines these days besides politics is the coronavirus threat. And our administrator is going to a workshop next week, and I've also signed up to go to that just to learn about what we need to be thinking about in planning. Contingency planning is important doesn't happen, wonderful. If it does, wonderful if we're properly prepared. So precautions that need to be taken. Here, our main issue is going to be personnel. Fuel, personnel. Those are the things that you need to think about. What if your delivery guy doesn't bring fuel because nobody's to ride a truck?
Right.
In other industries, it's different. First responders, our police and fire, are going to be on the front lines and exposed, particularly the EMTs. So you need to
Hospitals.
think about that. And the daycare centers are going to be overwhelmed when the schools close. It's going to be interesting if it happens.
Yeah, yes, for certain. And Carrie just announced her retirement, just as you said that.
How timely. Excellent segue. Yeah.
We have reached out to the health department and are waiting for information from them and recommendations procedurally, as well as I know that we've discussed, I had a discussion today with our administrator about potential alternatives on the fuel question. It was an excellent point. And likely what we'll end up doing is either using our credit card at one of the many fuel stations that are around, or establishing an account with one of the larger ones to make sure that we can service our trucks. That's the main thing, getting our...
If you got snow plow, I mean, you can defer some of the other ditch cleaning, that sort of thing, if you're
Yeah.
short staffed, short fuel.
Yep.
It's just the mission critical stuff that you got
Well,
to
even
plan for.
even getting to the water main breaks and the other things that may stall out critical systems, so.
And it may not be short-lived, it might be months.
Right.
Once it starts.
So,
Nobody knows.
let's hope they're wrong.
Oh, absolutely, I hope it's another Y2K. Exactly. The older crowd.
For people that were born after 2000. All right, second opportunity for something else. Citizens addressing the board? No? I see head shaking. We have no cause tonight for an executive session or action after an executive session, so we're down to the item 15.
As much as I regret it, so early in the evening, Mayor, I'd like to offer a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn
Second.
and a second.
Oh, you were going to second that one.
Roll call, please.
Third.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much. 18 minutes. Well, we started late.